Hey there, Coach Kyle here, and thanks for the questions. First off, nice job on your improvements. You've been running for a couple months and you're up to a 10K distance, so that's really awesome. You're asking, is it okay to run? Is it healthy? You said healthy to run every day, and I like to approach this question from 2 points of view. The first is like healthy in a general wellness sense, cardiovascular, heart health, etc., and then healthy from a running fitness point of view. And from a health sense, it's safe. It's safe to run every day. Like heart health wise, you know, running isn't running's going to do a lot of good for you. So, but you don't have to run every day. You can just be physically fit every day. Many of my clients run 3 to 5 times a week, but on their rest days, they might do a little. I might encourage them to go for a walk or do some strength work. So, I during training, I run 13 out of 14 days probably. So, but in a running point of view, running every healthy to run every day is if like for you, if I think you're running 3 times per week, if you were to just go to 7 days per week, you would probably get hurt, and it would not be healthy for you. But if if you get to the point eventually, slowly over time, that you're able to run every day, that frequency in your run training will be super beneficial. Having a good frequency and a consistent frequency is one of the best things you can do for your running fitness, for your running improvement. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. You could run for, you know, you could go for a walk on 3 short days. And you ask another question, mixing up the distances. Mixing up the distances is almost always a good idea. And one way to do it would be like if you do, let's say you do 6 days per week, you might do a 30, 30, and 30 minute jog 3 days a week. You might do 45 and 45 the other 2 days, and you might go for a 60 minute, an hour jog the other one day, and then take the seventh day off. So that's a pretty good kind of training volume modulation versus just doing like 40 minutes 6 days a week. I would suggest you do the shorter and the longer one. That means that you kind of have easier days and harder days, or shorter days and longer days, which is almost always going to be a slightly better way to go about that kind of training format, I suppose you could call it, the weekly format. How much should I push to run further? Say, should I jump from 10 to 15 gradually? I think you mean like in a specific run, not just generally overall. But if you can run 10K, you can probably run 15K. Like training for a marathon, almost nobody runs 26 miles at one time. If it's you're training for a 42K event, you might just hit 30, 35K a few times. You never run the actual distance for a longer event like that. But so it doesn't really matter. It's probably a little safer. Like if you were just go out and I'm going to do 15K today instead of 10K. You'll be fine. you slow down a little bit. You'll be fine. You'll cover the distance, and you'll probably feel awesome afterwards. But it's a little safer to progress a little more gradually. And there are various ways to go about doing this. And we can get as complicated as we want, but just adding 1 or 2 kilometers every 1 or 2 weeks to a single individual long run could be a good way to go about it. If you Google it, you're going to see a ton of information about the 10% rule, which is where it's a suggestion that you don't increase your weekly volume more than 10% at a time. And that's just, it's a nice way to kind of rein it back, kind of put a little threshold on your increase. Now doing that for 2 months at a time, it might be a little much because you're just going to continually increase. So having a little bit of having weeks where you might go down a little bit, or weeks where you just keep it the same are good to kind of let your body catch up a bit with the without continually increasing. But just going by how you feel is important. Keeping your runs nice and easy and relaxed at an easy conversational pace will help you better handle increased volume. Because, and I don't know if you're making this mistake or not, but a lot of people make the mistake of running too hard too often. They run at a medium hard effort all the time, and that accumulates a lot of fatigue. So especially if you're trying to increase your volume and or intensity for your training, making sure your easy runs are truly easy is incredibly important. Probably one of the most important things you can do to make sure your body can recover from the volume and intensity increases and continue to improve your fitness, but also increase your training load a little bit over the next few months. So I hope that answered your question. If you have any more specific questions, feel free to let me know. But again, congrats on the improvement. And you said following your videos, by the way, and I find them great. Thanks a lot. So that's awesome. That's what I do this for. So let me know if you have any other questions or comments. And as always, you keep running, I'll keep coaching.